Like I've said before, most Dragon Ball Z games are not exactly masterpieces. However, the Budokai series is the console exception to that rule. Not just because these fighting games deliver intense, action-packed battles, but they also capture the feel of the Dragon Ball Z anime. There aren't a bunch of little battles to lead up to that big battle. Instead, every battle is a big battle. Now, how would this work on a portable console? The answer? Well. Very well. This is Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors for the Game Boy Advance. Released in 2004, Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors is an arcade fighting game that relies on timing and positioning. This game does not feel like Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, or any of the other ones. Instead, this game actually seems to capture the excitement of the manga and the anime. Battles usually only last a few minutes, but this time is spent almost entirely engaging with your opponent. Of course, there are a few seconds when you need to stop and just start screaming to build your energy. Supersonic Warriors doesn't really have one story, so the story mode really should be called Stories mode. There are actually a few different sagas to choose from, such as Namek, Cell, and Boo, and these each play out as an abridged version of a few episodes of the show. Remarkably, even though these are quick and don't really include any filler, they really do feel like they've transferred the story into the game perfectly. Now, the other stories in the game are known as the If sagas. These allow the player to play out a fantasy where one fighter just dominates from the beginning of the series to the end. For instance, the If Goku saga lets Goku beat Cell instead of Gohan, and the If Krillin saga makes Krillin not act like such a pathetic little wimp. Okay, that was a low blow. Except Krillin's so short that it probably hit him right in the face. Difficulty in Supersonic Warriors is not too high from the get-go, even on the highest settings, but it does build up as time goes on. Fighting Majin Buu, for instance, is going to be a lot harder than Captain Ginyu. To make the fights a little more interesting, the game also includes tag team matches that let the player switch between a few different fighters. These may prolong fights a little bit, as the computer may have 3 different forms of the same character. If you use the Link mode that's included in the game, this can make things a little bit interesting. Visually, Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors is a bit of a mixed bag. Character sprites and animations are wonderful, utilizing an anime style that is extremely similar to the show, and environments really use the most of the Game Boy Advance. However, some attacks, specifically the Kamehameha, don't look right. Why is it yellow? It's supposed to be blue. Audio is also really well done. The music isn't quite as good as the Legacy of Goku series, but it works pretty well. Voice samples are also very clear. This is the best fighting game I've ever played on the Game Boy Advance, and given the number of them that were released for the system, that's saying a lot. Finally, a Dragon Ball Z game embraces its source material and utilizes it for a fantastic experience. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go have Cell beat up Krillin.